Okay, Liante. So, you find yourself here on Torvald's ship. Y'all had just left the Abyss, and since you weren't around when everyone was kind of picking their rooms, I figured Liante would naturally take the biggest and nicest room available,
Oh,
claiming
definitely.
claiming it as hers and locking everybody else out.
Yes. Like, I don't need all that space. I just want all that space.
That's right. So here you are in your luxurious rooms. Some of your arcane tools are up here, and you've scribbled down uh, your typical link to the Feydark. You have just come up out of the Abyss. You are filthy, but alive and in one piece, and back on a ship for the second time in your life.
Yay!
Yay! You survived. Feels good.
Did it. I killed the thing.
You did kill some things, and you nabbed away some pretty interesting toys as well. Looking at your collection of goodies, you have in your possession some artifacts from down in the Abyss. One of them being an owl mask, another being the multi-pointed star amulet that was used to basically teleport around that each of the priests had. And you have a how-to manual on dark magic.
All right, so I have plans to release the book and the amulet. The mask, so much. Last time I picked it up, it wanted to put me on, and I'm like, no way. So I don't want that getting into the hands of the Feywild or anyone else.
Okay. Um,
Mhm.
it's true that last time you picked the mask up, uh, the mask had sort of tempted you to put it on, and you felt that magic at work. But being that you are a creature of the Fae with a particularly resilient mind, you did feel as though, uh, while it had tried to tempt you, it didn't have much of an effect on you. And looking at the mask now, you can still feel that magic's there, but it's tainted.
The magic of the mask changed.
It has not changed. It still has that dark taint to it, but the magic that tempts you doesn't seem to have as powerful an effect on you, given your Fey nature. Now, looking at
Oh,
the book, it appears to be a large, meticulously detailed, leather-bound tome. And inscripted along the spine is the face of a small owl. Opening up the book, you can see that there's like a scrawl written down, but then there are certain patches on the pages that are just blank.
hmm.
The star
The-
amulet you feel magic emanating from, and it's similar to the magic in the Abyss, but you're unsure of the purpose of the amulet.
True, but I'm gonna. My plan for that is to hold on to it just in case we run into any more of those weird pointed star panels on the ground again.
Mm-hmm.
Because you never know. It could
True.
be a worldwide operation.
True. That is true. So you sort of like set the star amulet on the wooden table before you,
Yeah.
along with the tome and the mask.
Is there a window in my room?
Is there a window in your room? I would say no, there is not. You are on. Well, you're still on
All
the main
right.
deck. There might be one. We'll say there's one right here. I'll go ahead and
All
put you a
right.
little porthole down.
Yeah. After a few days of sailing, I decide to throw the mask out to sea.
Okay, we'll slow down before you do that. In those 2 days of sailing, it's going to take you guys a week to get to Driffelder, so you have a week's worth of downtime. Uh, Roll Arcana check as you examine this tome before you.
Dude, we're way down here now, aren't we? Are we?
Or what?
Characters are way down on this thing, huh?
Oh,
There's monsters.
if you have them all open.
Yeah. Yeah, geez, we're way down there now. Holy heck.
You should be able to just open the tab and you're right there.
Yeah, I know, but it's like we were way down there.
Yeah, I've been busy.
That is a 16.
16, okay. With this Arcana check, you can tell that you're going to need to wear the mask in order to read some of what is in this tome. Now, that being said, make me another Arcana check.
You do realize that I'm a warlock, and next time I level up, I can just grab that invocation, lets me read all writing. 21.
21. Okay. So, assessing this mask in this tome, with a 21, you can tell there is an enchantment on this mask, and it seems to grant arcane knowledge, but in return, it sort of infects and taints the user. Now, you know a thing or two about magic, more so than these humans likely do, and you think you might be able to remove the taint, such that you'd be able to wear the mask. But you can always just, you're pretty confident too that you can just resist it if need be. It's up to you.
Sure.
It would take probably about 3 days to read the tome, and 1 day working on this mask to try and remove the taint from it. Or you can use that 1 day, apply it to something else, and just take a chance. You've resisted the magic before. It didn't seem like it was terribly difficult for you.
Sorry, I missed out on a bunch of that because I accidentally disconnected for whatever reason. My bad.
Okay. Last thing you heard was you rolled that 21.
Yeah, and you're saying it will take me about 3 days to read the book.
3 days to read the book and about 1 day to try and remove the taint on the mask. But when you were tempted by the mask before, you felt the magic and it didn't seem terribly strong to you, so you could take your chance and try and resist it.
Or when I level up again, I can just grab that invocation that lets me read all writing and just bypass this whole thing. Warlocks can do that. Did you forget that was an invocation of warlocks? Read all writing?
I did indeed. That invocation allows you to read all writing. That is true.
Yeah.
That does not mean it will allow you to read this book.
Darn. Oh, because there's special arcane stuff that is hidden with magic that can only read, like, through Eyes of True Sight or something.
It's possible. You are not quite sure. But given the image on the book, it seems that the priests have been using the masks to read the book.
Alright then. I'm going to attempt to move the taint off the map.
Okay, you're gonna do that? Alright, go ahead and roll me intelligence plus proficiency.
Straight up in check. Alright. What's my proficiency at? Plus. Yeah, I should let you know this. My intelligence sucks.
I'm aware. Wow, 17. Oh, that's a saving
That's
throw.
about. Yeah.
Let me
Oh,
see.
I can't.
Oh yeah,
You know,
it's about
over.
the same. No,
Possibly.
you get
Okay.
proficiency on
So,
top of that, so that is
so hold on.
actually
Let me you.
an 18 plus 3 plus 2. So it's a 20.
Yeah.
Not a nat 20, but a 20. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty freaking good. So it takes you about a day kind of holed up in your room, working up here, trying to remove the taint from the mask, and you think you've pretty much isolated the part you want to contain. And with a little tweak in the magic, you're able to hold that part at bay while allowing the rest of it to flow forth. So with a deep breath, you hold the mask before you and press it against your face. As it does so, there's a smoky darkness that sort of emanates around the edges of your face. And you feel a sort of knowledge of dark magic sort of flow into your mind. And while you have this mask on, you gain... You may add proficiency to intelligence checks pertaining to Arcana, including crafting checks, or double if you're already proficient.
So basically, I just get. Whoa. I'm already proficient with Arcana, I think. Yes, I am. So I get to add. Sweet.
So you have expertise in Arcana while you have this mask on.
Yes.
In addition to this, when you look at the tome, glancing at the tome, you are now able to see a thick black magic sort of oozing from the tome.
Neat.
The same sort of thick black magic is sort of oozing off of the amulet on the table over here beside the tome.
Not so neat, but still cool.
That being said, you're not feeling that sort of tugging, tempting feeling that the mask tried to pull before. It seems you were successful in holding back the rest of the taint. It also occurs to you that Olivier and Torvald might not be very happy that you have this mask, and you may want to consider keeping it a secret from them.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
But putting the mask on, you suddenly get this feeling like, what is this the humans have tapped into? You feel this greatly augment your magical abilities.
Into the chest it goes.
Okay, so you come over here and you place it in the chest. Okay. Now, you haven't spoken to Nadeliani since that time in the Abyss. And it's been about a day now, and you're sort of on your way to Trafelder right now.
Don't really have any gifts to give her.
You don't. Unless you want to make some kind of offering. Do you have anything in mind?
Yeah, what were those things that I could make again? Or at least try to make?
What were what things? I'm sorry?
The,
The what?
Yes. These are some of the items I can make with the Arcanist tool. Yes.
Okay. Those were just sample items, those things I had sent you. What did you
Yeah.
have in mind?
Honestly, I want to try making that scabbard. The one that vanishes in sight.
Okay, that's pretty simple. It uses very basic illusory magic.
So that'll be a nice gift, right? Never know
Mm-hmm.
what she has when a diplomatic meeting will go bad.
Okay. You happen to have a scabbard for your uh, vibro rapier, as well as one for your. You currently have a rapier that deals a single use of eldritch blast. You want to try using one of those?
I'll use the vibro rapier scabbard.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a crafting check with double proficiency. Unless you don't intend to use the mask.
You know what? I pull up the mask and use it. Probably a bad idea, but hey,
You are going to use the mask?
yes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that with expertise. So it's a d20 plus 5. Ooh, a
Ooh.
natural 1. Okay. So, you're working on this scabbard for the vibro rapier, and you are trying to sort of make it turn invisible. But what ends up happening with it is it begins to sort of shine brilliantly in multiple colors. And you're just like, shit, this is the opposite of what I was trying to do. So you now have a brilliantly beaming scabbard that attracts the attention of all who see it.
You know what? Still a fine gift.
Okay. You're like, huh, this
Okay.
is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It
It
looks
is
like
still fine.
it's got that gasoline on water look where it's all shiny and colorful.
Yeah. Yeah. It is still a really decent gift that, if I use my words right, will get me out of trouble for being such a shitty gift. So I put the vibro rapier back into the scabbard, I head into the circle, and I start meditating with the sword in hand.
Okay.
The gift itself is the entirety of the vibro sword and the glowing, gleaming scabbard.
You're giving her the vibro sword as well?
Yes.
Okay. So you are in the circle, and you're sort of kneeling when the dark smokes just sort of all like around you. And seeing you kneeling with a gift in hand, the face of Nedeliani appears, and you see the massive blue eyes sort of rest upon you.
Again, I made you an odd. I give you two gifts: a weapon of the human world that you have shown great interest in before, and I pull the vibro sword out of the scabbard and make it do the whole vibrating mechanical thing.
Mm-hmm. You're
And
you're coming through just a little bit blurry.
yeah. Sorry, phone was far away. I was like being expressive with my hands again.
Oh, you're
My
good. You're
bad.
good. So you offer her the vibro sword, and
And it's covered, which would make you the center of attention and the talk of the town, no matter which party or diplomatic meeting you would be in.
you the air around you turns to like a vibrant bright purple as you feel delight and the clouds sort of swift lazily about you as the rapier that you're holding, as well as the scabbard, uh, gently drift into the air in front of you. And after a moment, they kind of vanish and appear in very large form, appear once again. The vibro rapier, which you have shown her before, she sort of examines for a moment before it kind of vanishes. She is going to keep that. And the scabbard, in addition to it, you can see she is a little more delighted with this beautiful, brilliantly beaming scabbard. And the eyes sort of look sideways as they look the scabbard up and down, and then gaze back down at you. And you feel pleasure. Deliani appreciates this gift. And the eyes sort of rest on you for a moment, kind of gauging you and seeing how you are, Liante. And you feel
Oh,
your memories kind of get rewound a little bit as she watches the things that you did and saw in the abyss. The giant
just
creature on the beast.
yeah, just nearly get tempted by some dark magic that I'm trying to decipher. No big deal. NBD.
Ah, yes. The dark magics. Magics that are not known to the Fae. Uh, it's somewhat akin to illusory magic, and its origin seems somewhat similar to the Fae Dark, but they are not quite the same. And as she's sort of going through your memories and you feel them being played in your head, you're sort of watching yourself do everything you did. Uh, right near the end, when you're on ship, there's a moment where you've just finished working on the mask, and you put the mask on, and the memories just go dark. And you realize that Nadeliani is not able to see what you see through the mask.
Ooh, spooky.
Curious, Nadeliani sort of uh, inquires of you, what happened during this phase when I could not see through your eyes?
I was reading the book that I found.
And you did read that book?
Oh, I just looked at it, but
Yeah, you glanced at it, but you didn't actually read the book, right?
yeah, not yet.
Okay, okay. Uh, you feel curiosity. This is a new form of magic. This is something that could perhaps give you guys an edge over those summer court assholes. And along with your advancement in the arcane arts, the scabbard you created, you feel she is generally very pleased with you. Uh, she communicates to you that during your time in the Abyss, she had blocked your arcane sensitivity because it was just a very powerful area. But realizing that you are going into more dangerous territory, she is going to impart knowledge to you of a special Fey ritual. A
Sorry, I keep randomly.
little better?
Yeah, I keep getting randomly disconnected. Hopefully, it doesn't pop up again.
You're good.
Sorry,
You're good. You're
you're
good.
more dangerous territory. Blah blah blah. That's when I cut out.
So seeing as you're going into even more dangerous territory and your adventures are becoming more varied and risky, she's going to impart knowledge of a special Fey ritual to you. A sort of augmentation for the 4 circles that you currently create. This knowledge that she's giving you is a ritual that has to be completed across 3 consecutive nights in the same place. But if you do this, you will be able to create a teleportation circle.
Ooh.
Additionally, she wants you to explore this dark magic that the humans seem to have been able to tap into. And with this new objective, is there anything more that you would like to ask of Nedeliani?
No, that's pretty much all that I have going on right now.
With that, the eyes blink slowly and assess you one more time. You have done well. Nedeliani is pleased, and you are sort of moving as from just being like her explorer in this foreign land to her emissary.
Nice.
Pleased, the face ducks into the purple clouds and vanishes from sight. And you are moved out of the Feydark back onto the ship, where you find yourself surrounded. Whoop, not by that.
Oh my.
Not by 4 circles, but a beautiful arcane. Let me get this up there. Sigil. Here we go.
Now that I see it, I'm not sure how good I am with y'all being in the same room as Emran and Avina.
They're currently in there. They're just all sort of talking. But he doesn't live there.
Good. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
That's not appropriate.
Just create tiny little spiders to annoy y'all.
Yeah. So now, as long as you're in the same place for at least 3 nights in a row, you can create teleportation circles. That will allow you to go there or be back instantly.
Sweet.
Now you still have 6 nights aboard this ship.
I'm going to spend the first 3 looking over the book.
Okay. Here is what you learn from the book. I'm going to have to post this in Discord, but I will read it out loud. Okay, my apologies. I'm posting this on the iPad. So as you spend the next 3 days reading the book, you pick up some dark magic. The first thing you gain is a minor illusion augmentation. Gather shadows. You can use your basic understanding of dark magic to augment minor illusion, allowing you to create shadowy terrain that fills a space up to a 5x5 image. Creatures can normally see from within the darkness, but other creatures attempting to perceive something inside the shadows do so at disadvantage if the shadows are gathered in a way that appears natural. If the shadows are placed in an unnatural way, such as in the middle of an open area in broad daylight, it will likely attract attention to that space. AKA, you can make a single square of dark terrain. Additionally, you gain the ability to cast darkness twice per day instead of just once. As you read the manual, you see that there is more that you can learn if you become more intelligent and proficient with your mastery of dark magic. But for the time being, that is all you're able to glean as far as spells you can cast. Additionally, get a little bit of insight. Hang tight. There we go. You get a little bit of insight as to what the multi-pointed star amulet does. According to the manual, the multi-pointed star amulet is a symbol of Evilgug and was used as a focus in the casting of dark magic. It's small and heavy, carved from stone. The manual claims there's a fragment of dark crystal sealed within its core. The amulet itself serves as a vessel for holding the crystal, allowing the priest to hold and carry the small conduits of power. You, however, require less of this power, since you are Fey and naturally access magic. The priests, being humans, were sort of leaning on this crutch, using this dark power in order, using the power of the crystal in order to tap into this black magic. They were still learning about the nature of the crystals, but the Animali, as the priests refer to themselves, knew that the crystals appeared once the gate was opened and seemed to have become recharged near the gate. The king immediately commissioned the harvesting of these crystals, which were being brought north to Boletaria. And that is what you gather from what you're able to glean from the book.
Alright. So what that basically is, like, if we ever go to another tunnel system, I could easily just use that new minor illusion augmentation to make, for example, Olivier go hide in a 5-foot column of shadows around a dark corner. He can see out of it, they can't see in it, and they'll overlook it because it's a cave and tunnel system, right?
That is correct. You have the ability to create terrain where your allies can hide.
And since it's just an illusion that she can see through and easily walk through, Olivier can get that reckless ambusher going on.
If they're not already in combat, yes.
Yes.
Yes, you can hide your allies, you can hide objects, or you can bring attention to a dark space within broad daylight. Kind of the way the darkness spell stands out.
Yeah. Hey, that tree is slightly shadier than usual. Let's go check it out.
That one over there, the tree turns dark. Yeah, so...
You sound wiped out.
Yeah, so the humans are using magic granted to them by this person they refer to as Bloody King Ballast, the Usurper King. It seems they're unable to use magic until he imparts them with a fragment of his own dark power, which you now know was granted to him by the entity Evilgug. Liante, since you can naturally do magic and it's empowered through your bond with an Archfey, you should be able to interact with the dark magic without needing to utilize the crystals.
Oh yeah. That's kind of implied.
Mm-hmm.
So if I picked up levels of cleric, I could use this as divine focus for Evilgug.
You could do what? I'm sorry?
This the 5-point star, whatever it is. I could use this as a divine. This can be technically used as a divine focus.
If you decide you want to be a cleric of Evilgug, which would be really interesting.
Oh yeah, no, definitely not. But it was like hypothetical kind of thing.
Yeah, if you decide you want to be a cleric to Evilgug, then yeah, this would technically be a divine focus. That's essentially what it is.
And since he now has an arm from Evilgug, as far as I know, I could give this to Thorvald and like, hey, you should try using this to focus your magic through. Especially with that arm. The tentacle arm.
Yeah, you could do that.
That just makes sense to me.
Yeah. Sure. Torvald certainly has a degree of dark taint to him. It was lessened when he ripped off his tentacle arm and used his magic to sort of create one out of vines. Or his magic sort of grew to create an arm for him. But yeah, you could give him this artifact of dark magic, and ask him to focus himself through it.
Yeah. It just seems like a nice thing for him to have in case Ilbugug's influence becomes more powerful. He could use that to focus on the energy.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a thing you can do, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
So you still turn this down just a wee bit. There you go. So you still have about 3 days worth of shenanigans to get into.
I'm spending time with the circle on the ship.
Okay. The circle on the ship is already made. Deliani sort of just planted it there for you.
Oh.
So like when you come back from the Feydark, you find yourself standing in it.
Oh, so it's already there. I don't need to waste time
Right.
making.
Right. You would have to replicate this across 3 days, basically. But that is the finished product right there.
Alright, in that case, I'm going to send Muffin. You forget about Muffin, my little spider pet?
I did not. What's old Muffin up to?
I'm going to go literally bug the kitchen.
Okay. As a spider?
Yes.
Let's do this. Let's go bug the kitchen. Oh yes, this will be good.
Who the heck is this guy?
Muffin's huge. No, here we go.
Who the heck is the guy behind Floki?
Guy behind Floki? That's Torvald.
Yeah. That's Torvald now?
That's Torvald now. You missed some important stuff. Alright. So Muffin goes a creepy crawling down through the top here. And he is going to go below decks.
Muffin is the chief.
Crawling across the ceiling to the kitchen. Climbing through a crack under the door. Muffin walks into a fairly strange sight. This rather unpleasant man, Floki the cook, is down to his underwear. His pants are around his ankles, and he's holding up his hands, otherwise naked. And he's like, "Look, lady, like I don't have what you're looking for." And Torvald is like suspiciously kind of searching the room while Olivier questions and interrogates this cook here.
Yeah.
She says, "I know what I saw. You're hiding something." And he says, "Look, you're welcome to search the place, but I'm telling you, I got nothing. I already showed it to you."
I stifled the urge to giggle.
Torvald is like searching the room, like looking under stuff, but unable to find anything. He shakes his head at Olivier, and he says, "I believe you, but I'm not able to find anything here. Perhaps he has more than a few tricks up his sleeve." And frustrated, Torvald leaves and goes back to his room. Olivier, however, is still sort of questioning this guy. But she seems to be looking for something. From the sound of it, Liante, she's looking for a small red vial of liquid that looks suspiciously like poison. Floki insists he showed it to her already, but Olivier claims that what he showed her was different.
Oh, thank goodness. I thought she was looking for a little something more phallic. No.
No, she's just looking for a vial of what they suspect is poison.
I had to make that joke. The Founder's underwear, he already showed it to her, blah, blah, blah.
Gotcha,
The joke's
gotcha.
good.
Yeah. So yeah,
Muffin,
this rather nasty, greasy cook. Just like, look, lady, like, I don't know what you want from me. You're not gonna find it here. I, what you're looking for simply doesn't exist. I don't know how many times I gotta tell you, but like, this is ridiculous. Come on.
Muffin's gonna go on an excursion through the food barrels.
Through the food barrels?
Yeah, like, his pantries and whatnot.
Okay. Um, so as Muffin kind of is burrowing through this barrel here, make me an investigation check.
Investigation 16.
16. As you get about halfway down, um, there's a sort of like clink as you kind of come upon a small vial, a small red vial that seems to have been like hastily shoved down into just like this barrel full of various herbs and spices, and it kind of splashes around gently, but it appears to be the small red vial that Olivier was looking for.
Oh, time to be a hero. And I start walking downstairs. I start making my way downtown, walking fast. Needless to say, I'm in human form before I go, because, a lot of strangers on here. And can you hear me? Because I can't hear anything you say. Oh, there we go. I can hear you now. Alright. So I kick down the door, glance over at this whole site, and just go, "Stop yelling! I'm trying to get some sleep." And I instantly walk to the barrel.
Okay, you walk right over to the barrel. And Floki says, What the hell's going on? Everyone's just storming into my kitchen. Like you own the place." And then he just sort of pauses for a minute and says, "Which you do, but come on, a little privacy, please."
I just reach in the barrel, grab the vial, and throw it at Olivier. "There! I found it! Can I go to sleep now?"
Olivier sort of like, like juggles the vial for a moment before catching it in the air and looks at you, and she says, "Liante, how did you know I was looking for this?"
And then I hold my hand out, Muffin crawls up my arm, and I just storm out there. Like, I saved the day. I did what I did.
Okay. So what this having happened, Olivier sort of glaring at this cook says, "We have more talking to do later. I will find you." And then she, taking the vial, she storms out. At this point, you're already upstairs doing your thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Olivier is going to take this vial back to her room, and she is going to sort of reside there. Having come back upstairs, you find the three kids are sort of hanging about doing their thing.
And I just say out loud, like, "Remember, if he asks you to play doctor, just say no."
The three of them all look at you, a little confused, as you sort of like nonchalantly pass by, saying this relatively strange thing.
Also remember, I'm literally in the next room over, so I hear everything. Everything.
Fritjolf blushes, and Emran just sort of like looks questioningly at you.
Also, I can make spiders appear in your throat, but don't even try it. And I just go back to my room.
As you're about to close the door, you hear a whisper from Avina to the others say, "She can." Okay. So you have about 3 days left of crafting checks. Is there anything in particular you would like to work on?
Actually, yes, I would like to try to make a hat of disguise.
A hat of disguise self. Okay, that's gonna be a little bit trickier. Go ahead. Let me double check what this does. It basically just allows you to use disguise self at will, right?
Pretty much.
That is pretty powerful. Go ahead and roll me crafting checks.
10, also 10, and a 23.
Okay, that's one success.
Yay.
Yay. So I will mark down that you have one success on a hat of disguise self. Okay. So over the next few days, you guys all journey to Drfelder together. And as you do so, you sort of come up to the southern shores of Drfelder. And it's kind of surrounded, it's this island surrounded by these high rocky cliffs. You all sort of climb these cliffs and descend into the valley and the woods below on your way to Drfelder. But upon arriving, you are met with a destroyed town. Drfelder seems to be in a state of chaos, in which there's lightning, there's streams of fire sort of pouring from the sky, patches of razor sharp ice kind of grow up out of seemingly nowhere, and they kind of melt away only to reappear elsewhere. The entirety of the town is flooded, and there are various bodies of the raiders sort of floating in the water. And that is going to bring you guys to here. And from here, we will hold off until Torvald is able to join us, since unfortunately Olivier will not be able to join us tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, I got some stuff done. I'm good.
Yeah, you got some important stuff done. So in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and end this recording right here.